So for our fudge, we need a pot because we're going to cook it on the stove. Can do it in the microwave. This cart does it on the stove and it takes a long time. It takes an hour to cook once it's boiled. But I just sit now patiently stirring. I imagine all sorts of things. My mind wanders while I'm cooking and stirring the pot. Anyway, now, okay, what we need is some sugar. 2 cups of sugar. My measuring jug is a cup, so I'm going to need how many of those? 2, that's right. 2 cups of sugar. I'm going to need a tin of condensed milk. Now be careful when you open it. Some of them, they have these pulley things. It's supposed to make it easier. It doesn't. So sometimes it's actually easier to just turn it upside down and use your tin opener to open from the bottom. Okay, and we need some vanilla essence. Ooh, yes. And we need a bit of butter. 60 grams of butter that you need. And I put in a little bit of salt, just a pinch of salt. Don't have to do that. That's just what I add. And that just all, and then a little bit of water, 1/4 of a cup of water. So I will measure up to 1/4 on my jug, because this is a cup, remember, 1/4 of a cup of water. And what I do then, I measure the water, and when I've taken all the condensed milk out, it's all sticky and delicious, I just pour that water into the tin, swirl it around to get out all the condensed milk that I can, and then you know what you can do. You can lick the tin afterwards. But be careful that you don't cut yourself, cut your tongue or your fingers. Be careful. Okay, so that all goes into the pot and then onto the stove. Right, so remember, must be supervised by mum or dad or an older person, an adult, because supervised means they must be watching, seeing that everything's fine, that you are safe, because the stove is hot. This is very hot, can be dangerous. Okay, and that's not good. Okay, so the fudge is on the stove and I need to keep stirring it because otherwise it starts to stick and burn. The sugar is very much like that. See, so I'm going to show you what's happening in my pot. Can you see the butter is melted? Butter's melted, and those little black bits are actually where it has caught on the bottom. There's a dark brown caramelized, which is quite nice because it's got a nice flavor, but you don't want too much of that. See, yes, you can see it and you can hear it bubbling. Yes. So now starts my hour of timing. Okay. I need to turn it down and I just stir away. Stir away. To one of these, it's called a trivet. Okay, you can put it onto that. It's just a piece of wire that you put onto your plate, your hot plate. It helps it so that what you're cooking doesn't stick to the bottom of the pot. You know what? I'm just going to put it in a spoon and taste it. Oh, no, you can't do that. It is way too hot. You definitely would burn yourself. And it's not ready yet anyway, so you can't use that as an excuse to say you're testing it, because it's only been 10 minutes. It's still got, if it's got 60 minutes, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and it's only done 10. It's got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 more minutes to go. Fudge is a nice thing to make with other people because you can take turns to stir. And you know what? It is a bit early in the morning, so I got up to start making this. But there's two little scallywags that should be up by now. And I think they need to come and stir this pot. Yes, they do. There they are. They've come to stir this pot up. Okay, Lucy, come, give it a stir. Come. There we go. Oh, don't burn yourself on the pot. That's it. When you stir it, yes, there we go. It's a lot of big effort, and it goes round the whole edge of the pot. Ooh. No, you can't taste it yet. It's too hot. There we go. There we go. Yup. Yes. Thank you, Lucy. Come, Tefnut, your turn. Can you taste it? No, you can't taste it yet. It's too hot. You're going to burn yourself. Oh, your turn. Yes. Come. Grab that spoon. And you also go round. And round. Oh, you are doing an amazing job like this. Oh, well done. Thank you, Tefnut. Lucy, there we go. At the end, we're going to beat it. Beat it means we're going to use the beaters, and it's going to get some air in there, and all those little dark bits will get mixed up to give the whole fudge a nice flavor and a nice texture when it sets, when it gets hard. So now we are ready for when it comes off the stove. I've got my board here. Pot goes on the board. Beaters are ready to use, and into my greased tray. Remember, greased so that it doesn't, the fudge won't stick. Yes. When you think it's starting to get ready, you can take out a saucer and a teaspoon. There's 3 of us, so I've got, how many teaspoons do you think? 3, that's right. And what do you think those are going to be for? Yes. So I'm going to give it, oh, look. And you see, ooh, that's starting to look really good. I'm going to just give it a stir. Oh, yes. Yes, can you see the bottom of the pot? Now that's looking really good. Smelling nice too, isn't it? So I'm going to give that a little stir. Last stir like that. Oh yes, and the color's nice and rich and deep, so it's time to taste. So, can you just take a little spoon and just pop it straight in your mouth? No, you have to let it sit and cool a bit. So just a little bit, because we do want to have some fudge left to put in the tray. There we go. It is nearly 1 hour. 1 hour is the same as, how many minutes was it? 60 minutes, that's right. How's it, Lucy? It's ready. Definitely ready. Take it off the stove and give it a quick beating with your hand mixer. Now take it all out of your pot carefully. Don't burn yourself. And then spread it out quickly while it is still hot and warm. And then you let it cool a little bit and then you cut it up. Do you know what Lucy and Tefnut have got for me here? Oh, some chilies. And I'm just going to put some on my fudge. And I'm going to see if that has an impact or a change to the flavor of my fudge. Look there. Have a look. There we go. I've got some chilies on. Can you see? And then the rest is plain. So now I'm going to cut that fudge before it gets cold. It's still hot, but it's definitely starting to set. So I'm going to use my favorite knife and I'm going to cut carefully into sizes that you like, not too big because fudge is very rich. Cut, 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 cut. And this way, because I'm making squares. Oh, my rustic fudge. Some with chilies, some nice and plain. So we let it cool. I'm going to put my cover over it so it can cool nicely. And we leave it till we can have it. And you know what? We can lick the pot. Tefnut, Lucy, are you tucking into that fudge already? You can't eat too much of it. It's very sweet. Just a little bit, because it's a real treat, this. It's not good for your teeth if you eat too much of all that sugar. So, anyway, we're going to pack it away. You can have some, of course, but you don't want to make yourselves feel sick with too much. Your fingers in that bottle before it's all ready. So, we pack it away into our bottle. Look at that. It's a rustic fudge. Nice and set and delicious. Look at the color of that. Isn't it wonderful? Okay, we have some plain fudge and then we added some chili to some of ours. It's up to you. You can do whatever you like with yours. Have it plain, add something, some sprinkles or some cherries. Have fun and experiment.